East side, however, no arrests have been made. Details on the way.
The war in Ukraine now 2 weeks in, and the U.S. is banning all imports of Russian energy. How the Kremlin is responding.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
New at noon, police taking away a driver in handcuffs after a deadly crash.
Officers in Live Oak say that driver may have been intoxicated. Police tell us last night they were called to investigate a crash in the 7900 block of Pat Booker Road. That's on the northeast side. A driver in a pickup truck crashed into a small car. Police say that driver was 32-year-old William James Ballestero. Officers say witnesses reported that Ballestero was speeding and ran a red light. Police say a woman that was in the car that was hit died at the scene. Officers took Ballestero into custody. He was later booked and charged with intoxication manslaughter.
And this noon, officers tracking down this person. It's in connection with a robbery back in January. According to police, the suspect walked into a store in the 1300 block of Bassey Road. That's near Blanco and Jackson Keller roads on the north side. Officers say that the suspect pulled out a gun and demanded that a worker hand over cash from the register. When they grabbed the cash, they ran off. If you know something that can help police find the suspect, call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
Witnesses say they were shouting, then shooting. All of it left a man in the hospital with a gunshot wound to his head. San Antonio police say he got into a dispute with another man at an east side apartment complex on East Houston Street near W.W. White Road. And as Katrina Weber tells us, police are still looking for the shooter.
At an apartment complex where two men lived, San Antonio police say one tried to make sure the other died. They found the 19-year-old victim still at the complex in the 4600 block of East Houston when they answered the call around 10 last night. They say he was critically injured, shot in the head, and police believe a 20-year-old man was to blame. Based on what neighbors say, the two had been arguing out in the open. Witnesses told police they heard loud shouting in this parking lot just before hearing a gunshot and then seeing the shooter run away. The victim was rushed away in an ambulance. Police were not sure at that time what led to the disagreement or exactly how it escalated to gunfire. Although they seemed to know who the suspect is, police didn't know where he went. Officers searched but didn't find him. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Police investigating after a man says that he was shot by someone in a car driving by a gas station. Officers say the man was pumping gas at a station in the 5900 block of Callahan Road that's near Loop 410. He told police that he heard 3 or 4 gunshots and one of those bullets hit him. The family member drove him to the hospital. They say that he should be okay. Police say the victim of the bullets was shot Police say the victim thinks the bullets were shot out of a passing vehicle. No word on any arrests.
A San Antonio man will spend 30 months in prison. This comes after he was convicted of breaking into mailboxes, stealing mail, and then fraudulently cashing checks. And the U.S. Attorney's Office says 35-year-old Zachary Wayne Crowell will also have to pay over $39,000 in restitution. Federal authorities say he was part of a group involved in the break-ins. A news release states Crowell and his co-defendant, Brendan James Wagner, washed the checks to remove the original payee's name so they could deposit the checks into their own accounts. They then removed the funds from their bank accounts before the checks were returned as fraudulent. Wagner was sentenced to last month.
Right now, people in Seguin and McQueenie still can't heat their homes. This after thousands of customers had their gas services cut off. Seguin ISD did hold classes today. However, it had to make some adjustments. For instance, students are going to get lunch, but it's going to be a cold lunch. Meanwhile, gas restoration could take a while because the city says that crews have to go to each individual home and turn the system back on, which could take days. The Seguin Public Library will be open, though, if people need a warm place to go.
To the coronavirus pandemic, Pfizer now testing a COVID-19 antiviral treatment for children. Today, the drug company announced it has started the second and third test phases for Paxlovid in children ages 6 to 17. The U.S. Drug Administration has already authorized that drug for high-risk people who are 12 and older and weigh at least 88 pounds. But the latest research will focus on the safety and efficacy of the treatment for younger people. Pfizer's announcement comes 2 days after the American Academy of Pediatrics says new COVID cases in children dropped below 100,000 this week, and that's the first time that's happened since last August.
Developing right now, thousands of Ukrainians desperately trying to flee their homes from Russian shelling after local officials say that 6 humanitarian corridors opened up today. Meanwhile, a very public disagreement between the NATO allies, the U.S. and Poland over how to deliver Polish fighter jets to Ukraine.
At the same time, the Biden administration plans to deploy Patriot air defense missile systems requested by Poland. The defensive system works by shooting down incoming missiles. ABC's Faith Abube has the latest.
2 weeks into Russia's bloody war, and some of Ukraine's most vulnerable people are taking another chance to escape during a temporary ceasefire in 6 Ukrainian cities. The mayor of Irpin, a suburb of the capital city of Kyiv, showing residents lined up under a bridge waiting to evacuate, mindful that previous safe corridors have repeatedly been shelled by Russian forces.
We've been hearing the sound of bombardments over the last hour as civilians try to get out.
Overnight, photos released by the Zhytomyr Emergency Services showing the damage from an airstrike. Homes destroyed, several killed, including 3 babies.
Putin is angry and frustrated right now. He's likely to double down.
President Biden promising Americans will not subsidize Putin's war, announcing a U.S. ban on all imports of Russian energy. European allies promising to phase out their Russian oil imports by 2030. The Kremlin warning of retaliation, saying the U.S. has declared an economic war on Russia.
A united response to Putin's aggression has been my overriding focus.
But in the first sign of a rift among NATO allies, the U.S. rejecting Poland's offer to transfer MiG-29 fighter jets not directly to Ukraine, but to the U.S. in Germany. The Pentagon saying the offer is not tenable.
The reaction from the Russians, if the Poles provided those aircraft, could be to attack that country.
Meanwhile, as the Russian forces advance, Ukraine's President Zelensky saying his people won't surrender. And in a display of that defiance, musicians from Ukraine's National Symphony Orchestra today performing in Kyiv's Maidan Square. And as for the 2 Patriot missile systems the U.S. is sending to Poland, the Pentagon says it's a defense deployment at the request of the Polish government. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
As Russia launched its invasion into Ukraine, another movement mobilized, one of generosity and giving. However, watchdogs have some advice before you donate to the cause, so your gift has the most immediate impact, including picking an organization that has a proven track record. For more tips, they're all coming from the Better Business Bureau. You can go to KSAT.com.
Feeling like spring out there both today and tomorrow, but a strong cold front will be barreling through San Antonio Friday. I've got the details coming up.
Also coming up, another shot at history tonight for Spurs head coach Greg Popovich will explain.
It's almost Fiesta season and time to kick things off. The Porch Parade is back. How you can take part and maybe even win some prizes after the break.
The Party with a Purpose is kicking off pretty soon, and this year the Porch Parade is back.
That's right. It means you can show off your decorated front doors at your home or your business or your classroom. You can even win some prizes. You can join the contest by decorating your door, taking a picture of it, and then submitting it to KSAT.com. Next Wednesday, March 16th, is the last day to enter the contest.
The KSAT Porch Parade Party will be airing live on March 25th from 8 until 10. Prior to the kickoff of Fiesta, which is on the 31st. So you can find some more information about this on our website.
Also on our website, a full list of all the Fiesta events taking place this year.
Over the past few years, the pandemic has forced Fiesta organizers to make some changes, even canceling events. However, this year, the 11-day event is returning in full force. Fiesta, San Antonio's largest annual event, generates more than $340 million in economic impact for the community, while giving more than 100 nonprofit organizations an opportunity to raise money through a multitude of events.
You can check out the full list on KSAT.com, and you can see when some of the events will air on KSAT 12, like the Texas Cavaliers River Parade.
We are so much looking forward to this year because it's earlier than the few events we had last year.
Oh, last year it was so hot.
It really was. And, you know, typical fiesta weather is it could be warm one day and cold the other because of cold fronts. You know, we've been seeing a couple of those cold fronts locally around San Antonio this week, but today we're enjoying some sunshine. The aquifer is up 1/10 of a foot over the past 24 hours. And in the pollen count, an improvement from yesterday. Yesterday we had 7 allergens in the atmosphere. Today we only have 3: mold, elm, oak, and they're all low. So that's some good news too. All right, so what's up with the weather? What do we need to talk about? Well, soak up the sun today and tomorrow because big changes are arriving Friday. A strong cold front sweeps through. That'll lead to weekend morning freezes late in the season to see a freeze. I'll have those details after the break.
I remember last year's fiesta. People were like trying to find the fan at all the events. Where's the air conditioner? Where's the fan? It was that hot.
Yeah,
so
because it was in the middle of summer last year.
It truly was.
And, you know, today we're finally seeing a little sun. And I don't know about you guys, but I love the weather today.
Yeah.
It is nice outside. Take a look out there. You can see those beautiful blue skies over the airport. It's still fairly cool. It's 57 degrees, but we've got several hours here where we're going to warm up even more. Dew points are pleasantly low, nice and dry outside, and take a look at the satellite imagery. Just a few passing clouds here and there, especially out in Wilson County right now and in Guadalupe County. It's already 61 in Castroville, 60 in Hondo, 56 in Kerrville, 61 at Stinson, 55 in New Braunfels. And a wider view here, a little bit more cloud cover for those across the coastal bend, 56 in Victoria this afternoon, 61 in Del Rio, and 60 in Hondo. Temperatures about 10 degrees warmer than this time yesterday, all because we have some of that sunshine. And in some places, even 15 degrees warmer down near Beeville. And today's afternoon temperatures are going to top off in the mid-60s around San Antonio, upper 60s the further west you go. And toward Del Rio, we'll be looking at an afternoon high right around 73 degrees. All in all, a very nice and spring-like day. And guess what? It's going to be even nicer tomorrow. Take a look at the rest of your forecast for the day. Pleasant and 64. East-northeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hey, once the sun sets at 6:39, it is going to get chilly tonight. Temperatures are going to fall quickly. We'll be back into the 40s by midnight. Tomorrow, we'll start off with some patchy fog, especially south of Highway 90. But that fog is going to quickly give way to sunshine. We'll be starting off tomorrow morning right near 41 in San Antonio, up in the hill country, the 30s. You know, this morning up in Kerrville, it was freezing. We don't anticipate a morning freeze tomorrow, but there will be some freezes mixed in there over the weekend. Again, that morning fog is going to give way to sunshine. It'll be 67 around lunch, and in the afternoon tomorrow, about 10 degrees warmer than today's forecast. We'll be looking at a high of 74. So great day tomorrow too. Let's take a look at across the nation because there is a fairly dynamic system that's pushing across New England and the Northeast, bringing snowfall and some storminess along a cold front across parts of Florida. And although this is the system that is dominating the weather pattern across the U.S. right now, there's another system up to our north that's bringing some snow across the Rockies and Nebraska. A lot of the nation is dealing with a mid-March cold snap here. Take a look at temperatures behind this cold front. This is the cold front that's going to move through San Antonio on Friday, and it is a cold core of air. 7 degrees in Casper, Wyoming. Again, this is going to be moving through on Friday. So again, tomorrow nice, but by Friday, those temperatures are going to be falling rapidly when that front moves through. We've also got an opportunity to see some passing light rain showers pre-dawn Friday through about the middle of the day on Friday as that front moves through. But unfortunately, this is not going to help us out very much in the drought department, if at all. What is going to be the most noticeable is that this front is going to drop those temperatures like a rock. By Friday afternoon, our temperatures are going to be in the 40s, even in the 30s in the hill country. And it is going to be windy. Winds are going to gust from the north up to about 40 miles per hour. So that means a wind chill. And a frigid wind chill at that. It's going to feel like it's in the 20s by Friday afternoon in San Antonio, even in the teens in some places in the hill country. So Hope you didn't put up that winter coat just yet, because we're going to need it by Friday. Another thing to notice is that although it's going to be chilly on Friday, on Saturday morning, we do anticipate a late season freeze, a widespread freeze. It'll be near 30 in San Antonio, but it'll be well below freezing in the 20s in the hill country. That's enough to disrupt any kind of gardening that you've done so far, especially for plants that are sensitive to temperatures. So think about bringing in those plants or covering them up both Saturday and Sunday mornings. A lighter freeze on Sunday. And even though it's going to be cold in the mornings on Saturday and Sunday, it'll still be nice in the afternoons on Saturday and Sunday. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the 60s. And if you're celebrating spring break next week, looks a lot nicer next week. Highs in the 70s and 80s.
Promise me this is it.
Well,
Spring's
I can't do
coming.
that, but I can tell you that it's pretty late to see a cold snap like this.
Yeah.
The Spurs are trying to get Pop the record tonight and get closer to that play-in spot in the West. We've got that coming up. Plus, the Roadrunners are back at it trying to follow up that record-breaking season this year. It could be an historic night for the Spurs head coach Greg Popovich if his team can pull off a win against the Toronto Raptors in the AT&T Center. Pop tied his former boss and mentor Don Nelson with victory number 1,335 Monday night against the Lakers. That was a 117-110 win. He has reached that level in just 26 seasons, all with the Spurs. Now the five-time NBA champion can break that record with his next victory. With 6 games left in this homestand, Pop has been at the helm of the Spurs since December of 1996, on the very day that David Robinson returned from an injury to rejoin the Silver and Black. In fact, during that timeout against the Lakers, saw Pop stroll across the court and kind of talk to David a little bit. Maybe, you could come back and help us out because, we're a little short of players. If he does break the record tonight, don't look for any massive post-game celebration. Pop, low-key when it comes to stuff like this.
It's hard to put into words, how much of an impact he's had on not only the Spurs organization, but the USA basketball organization and just basketball players in general. Young coaches, if you want to be a young coach, if there's any 3 coaches that you're going to tell them to kind of watch, Greg Popovich always has to be in there.
All right, so here's the matchup tonight. The Raptors and the Spurs tip off 7:30, AT&T Center, a win, and he makes history again.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys have restructured the contracts of both quarterback Dak Prescott and offensive lineman Zach Martin in order to create $22 million in cap space. Prescott just completed the first year of his 4-year, $160 million contract with the Cowboys last year. The Cowboys added 2 voidable years to Martin's contract to create the cap room. That's after the Cowboys put the franchise tag on Dalton Schultz at $10.9 million after DeMarcus Lawrence turned down a pay cut. The Cowboys are still leaning towards cutting star wide receiver Amari Cooper as well before March 20th, because that is when his $20 million for next season becomes guaranteed. If the cut comes, that means he would only count $6 million against the cap instead of $22 million. And Aaron Rodgers is staying in Green Bay to play for the Packers after the NFL's MVP agreed to a 4-year, $200 million deal with $153 million of those dollars guaranteed. That makes him the highest paid player in the NFL. The UTSA Roadrunners continue their spring workouts. Yesterday was day 2. What a season they are preparing for in 2022. They open with huge opponents. Houston at home, then back-to-back road games. They travel to Army, and then they go to Austin to face Texas. It's going to be Jeff Traylor's 3rd season as the head coach of the Roadrunners. He went from a COVID-affected 7-win season to a record 12-win season last year. That included their first ever Conference USA championship. Now, the Roadrunners have lost some pretty good players from last year's championship team, such as Sensei McCormick, Spencer Buford, and Tariq Woolen, just to name a few.
I can't tell you how many guys today in stretch line, I looked them right in the eye and said, this is a very, very important spring for you. So we're excited about that task of rebuilding this team and to see what the future holds for us.
They're working out and getting motivated by the coach. The UTSA Roadrunners kick off their season at home against Houston on September the 3rd. We're already talking about opening day in college football.
Can't happen soon enough. Teenager went out on a limb to do a good deed. However, he had a little trouble getting back down. Take a look at the cat rescue that went awry in the next half hour.
Now to the growing list of sanctions private companies are imposing on Russia, some of America's biggest brands cutting ties with the country over its unprovoked attack on Ukraine.
This as gas prices, you've noticed, are rising here at home, with the U.S. now banning Russian oil, gas, and energy imports. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Russia is growing more isolated from the Western world, the country facing more and more sanctions, and now exits from some of America's biggest companies, including Starbucks, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, and McDonald's, which is temporarily shutting down 850 locations there. They join the growing list of well-known U.S. brands cutting ties with Russia, including Apple, Nike, General Motors, our parent company Disney, the National Hockey League, and TikTok. Tuesday, the White House also announcing a ban on Russian energy, gas, and oil imports. Shell, BP, and Exxon all stopping the purchase of Russian oil and gas. Americans feeling the pain at the pump.
The prices just are ridiculous, but what are we supposed to do?
The national average right now is $4.27 a gallon, up 63 cents in just 1 week nationwide, the biggest price spike on record.
I've been trying to look for different places to fill up because this gas is too expensive. Right now it's $5.59 here. Other places is $6.50, $7.
Given the rising prices, the U.S. looking to ease them by looking to other countries. Overnight, 2 American citizens, an oil executive and tourist, were released from oil-rich Venezuela, where they were being held as prisoners. This comes just days after a rare meeting between President Nicolas Maduro and top U.S. officials who are considering lifting some sanctions on Venezuelan oil to help backfill Russian supplies. A controversial move given President Maduro's history of massive human rights violations. The White House insists the release of those prisoners was not related to Venezuelan oil. Venezuela is not the only country the U.S. is trying to court to increase capacity in the global oil market. The U.S. is engaged in high-stakes talks on Iran's nuclear program that could lift sanctions on its oil and pressing its partner Saudi Arabia to pump more. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Meantime, the U.S. government is going to take a closer look at cryptocurrencies. Wednesday, President Biden signed an executive order calling on the Treasury Department to assess the risks and benefits from making its own digital currency. The use of cryptocurrencies is gaining popularity. The White House reports 16% of people in the U.S. have invested in, traded, or used cryptocurrencies. The executive order also directs the Department of Commerce to take a look at developing, designing, and implementing crypto systems.
House lawmakers say they think Amazon lied during an antitrust investigation, and now they want the Justice Department to investigate. In a letter to the Attorney General and members of the House Judiciary Committee, says a senior executive lied about how the company used the data it collects from third-party sellers. These lawmakers spent much of 2019 and 2020 probing Amazon for possible antitrust violations, and Amazon claimed it doesn't use data from third-party sellers to figure out how to make its competing products. However, according to this letter, lawmakers don't buy it. Amazon hadn't responded yet. And today, opening statements begin in the trial of 4 men accused of plotting to kidnap Michigan Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Prosecutors say Adam Fox, Barry Croft, Daniel Harris, and Brandon Caserta are members of a militia group who planned to kidnap Whitmer and hold her until a ransom was paid. The alleged plot happened back in 2020 after Whitmer imposed a number of pandemic restrictions and after former President Trump lashed out against the governor and the state of Michigan on social media. Fox, Croft, and Harris are also accused of conspiracy to use weapons of mass destruction. 2 undercover FBI agents who infiltrated the defendant's extremist group are expected to testify. The trial is expected to take 4 to 5 weeks.
New global COVID-19 cases declining by 5%. Deaths have dropped by 8%. That's according to the numbers from the World Health Organization. The WHO just released the update. However, those figures are actually last week's numbers. New cases still topping more than 10 million last week. And all told, more than 5.9 million people around the world have died from COVID-19 since the start of the pandemic. Even though we're seeing a drop in cases and deaths, the WHO says that it's important to note several countries are slowly creating more targeted testing strategies, and that means there are fewer tests happening.
Outside with live cam, but kind of a rough start to the week for some spring breakers. But if you're looking for that day, this is it. Get out and enjoy.
Yes, David, today and tomorrow going to be very spring-like around San Antonio and South Central Texas. Friday, not so much. We'll have a look outside right now, and it is 57 degrees. Temperatures are going to warm from here on out until about 5 p.m. and then we'll see them fall. So we'll be getting up to about 64 degrees this afternoon. A very, very nice afternoon to enjoy some time outdoors. Tonight, though, temperatures are going to plummet fairly quickly. We'll be in the 40s by midnight. East-northeast winds for the remainder of the day at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Going to show you an interesting graphic here. This is a precipitation deficit over the past 30 days. Notice that it says 93 hundredths in San Antonio. That means we should have had 93 hundredths more rain than what we had in the last 30 days, more than an inch in New Braunfels, and we should have had up to an inch in Kerrville. So we are in the middle of a fairly dry spell here across all of South Central Texas, and we just don't have a decent chance for rain in the FUTURECAST. We might on Friday get a few light rain showers as that strong cold front moves through, but by far the biggest thing you're going to notice with a front moving through on Friday is the quick change in temperatures. It's going to feel like it's in the 20s and 30s on Friday. So we've got to look ahead, including a morning freeze on Saturday and Sunday coming up in a bit. David, Ursula.
Thank you so much. A controversial bill in Florida headed to the governor's desk. Critics have dubbed it the Don't Say Gay bill. Governor Ron DeSantis has not said if he's going to sign it. The legislation would ban a classroom curriculum in sexual orientation or gender identity in kindergarten through third grade. It would also prohibit any instruction, quote, that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards, unquote. If the ban is violated, parents would be able to sue school districts. The bill has gained national attention and sparked statewide protests in Florida.
You have bills like this that is now preventing teachers from being able to express and share and be able to console students who might bring these type of issues to school.
LGBTQ community advocates are warning that this will prevent teachers in schools from helping LGBTQ students, but supporters say it doesn't ban discussion on gay issues. It simply prohibits schools from creating whole curriculums on a subject that they believe is best left to parents.
The Biden administration canceling more than $6 billion worth of federal student loan debt. Officials with the Department of Education say they have identified 100,000 borrowers who are eligible for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. The program has been in existence for 15 years, but the Biden administration made changes to it back in October. Now, some borrowers have until October of this year to apply for the forgiveness. For more information on the cancellation, to agency's website is where you want to go, ed.gov. Curiosity didn't kill the cat, but it put one Indiana teen in a tough spot trying to rescue that cat up a tree. The teen ended up being the one rescued. Coming up.
More people are cheating. Well,
no.
They're cheating to beat the popular online game Wordle, particularly in one state where the cheaters are after the break.
A popular online word game is prompting some people to cheat in order to get ahead, and apparently the New Hampshire state has the most cheaters.
Rhode Island and Vermont tied for second place. Apparently, northern New England has a lot of cheating going on. That's according to a study by Wordfinder X. It looked at Google search trends for the answer to Wordle's daily puzzle. It found out that the words players cheated the most on were swill, I remember that one, and aroma, which was hard.
What are they doing up there? I mean, to cheat. It's a Wordle game. The site says cheating nearly tripled since the New York Times bought the game in January when the game went viral.
What comes up must come down. One Indiana teen found out the hard way. It's not always easy to rescue a cat from a tree, though.
He actually ended up getting stuck himself. CNN's Jeannie Mose has his story.
This is a story of a teenager who went out on a limb. Owen, you are my hero.
To try and rescue Kaylee Murphy's cat up a tree in an Indianapolis park, but then the would-be rescuer himself needed rescuing. The Indianapolis Fire Department spent 2 hours rigging up ropes and harnesses on a windy day, telling the 17-year-old to hold on tight. 3-year-old Appa the cat watched from a branch just a few feet above as the rescue of his rescuer came to a head.
You're good, Owen. We got you, bud.
Watching Owen get lowered raises the question,
Hi.
why are felines always getting stuck? When it comes to cats, what goes up doesn't necessarily like to come down. Cats are built in a way that makes them good climbers, with strong hind legs to push and curved claws that grip and pull. But this means they have to descend backwards.
Oh, good boy.
And Appa wasn't descending, so once Owen was safely down, Kaylee asked the firefighters to rescue her cat.
And just told us no, packed up and left. Sorry, it was just so upsetting.
Though it is common policy for fire departments not to rescue cats. Indianapolis FD told us we were not going to put a rescuer in harm's way to save a cat in a tree. Kaylee ended up calling a professional tree service. 8 hours later at 1:30 in the morning, amid lightning and rain, an arborist in a bucket truck brought the cat down. The rescue of the teen was the cat's meow, while the rescue of the cat led to some pussyfooting around. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
And the cat didn't care.
No.
That's why I have an indoor cat.
Probably went back up a tree today.
Yeah, the cat.
Just try this
the
on the
cat
tree
went
with
up the tree the next day.
Probably. Hey, blue skies outside. You know, it feels nice out there, but we could really use some rain. Even though the aquifer is up 1/10 of a foot over the past 24 hours, take a look at that 10-day average. It's below 660 feet now, so we're going to have to watch very carefully to see if we go into stage 1 water restrictions. In the pollen count, we've only got 3 allergens in the air: molds, elm, and oak, and they're all low. So what are we going to talk about in the forecast? Well, you got to soak up the sun today and tomorrow because we are going to get a very strong cold front Friday. It's going to bring a small chance for rain, but it's really going to drop those temperatures. And in fact, we'll have weekend morning freezes in the forecast. All this coming up after the break.
Relief for roller coaster riders today. It's not so cold.
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's
it feels
right,
like we're on
we're
one,
going
though.
up
Yeah.
the roller coaster right now. So anytime you're going up a roller coaster, you're like, okay, it's fine.
Going to be fine.
It's fine. But then it's the woo, it's the going down. That's the tough part.
And that's Friday.
That is Friday. That is Friday. Wind chills on Friday, guys, going to be in the 20s and 30s. So, yeah. Soak up the sun out there right now. It's 57 at the airport, 56 JBSA Randolph, already 60 in Pleasanton, 60 in Hondo. You can see I've overlaid the satellite image here. We've really only got a few clouds out there, mainly on the southeast side of Bexar County, northwest side of Wilson County into Guadalupe County, and a wider view here, a little bit more cloud cover inching into Lavaca County near Hallettsville. But otherwise, it's 61 in Del Rio, 61 in Uvalde, 61 in Cotulla. And this afternoon, high temperatures should reach the 70s out toward Del Rio, but we'll be in the mid 60s here in San Antonio. 60 at 2 p.m., 64 at 4 p.m. for the high temperature. And as soon as the sun sets, though, at 6:39, it is going to get chilly. Temperatures are going to fall quickly into the 40s by midnight. I was sitting out on our porch last night, and I needed not only the jacket, but also the blanket. And I think you're going to need the same thing tonight. East-northeast winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour today. Early tomorrow morning, we are going to have some areas of patchy fog, especially south of Highway 90, where there's just a little bit more moisture. As you can see in this FUTURECAST, it shows some of that patchy fog early in the morning hours. It's going to be chilly tomorrow morning, too. We'll be looking at a morning low near 40 around San Antonio, but we will not have to deal with a morning freeze tomorrow. This morning, Kerrville got down to 29 degrees, so we won't have to deal with a morning freeze tomorrow, but it will be chilly. 36 in Del Rio, 37 in Eagle Pass, 38 in Gonzales, and 39 for the morning low in Hallettsville. Then that morning fog is going to dissipate, and we'll be looking at plenty of sunshine right around lunch. lunch will be comfortable, warmer than we are right now in the mid to upper 60s. And tomorrow afternoon, topping off near 70 degrees out east toward Gonzales and Hallettsville, but around San Antonio will be in the mid 70s. It's going to feel wonderful outside with relatively low humidity and comfortable temperatures in the afternoon, closer to 80 degrees out west toward Del Rio and Eagle Pass. All right, on the satellite and radar, a lot going on to talk about across the nation. They're getting some March snow across New England and even some snowfall across Nebraska and the Rockies. But this is our next front that's going to be moving through on Friday, sending us back down that temperature roller coaster. Temperatures behind this front are very cold, especially for middle of March standards. So we've got temperatures in the single digits and in the teens up across the northern tier of the United States. And while we are not going to get that cold, this very front will bring us some morning freezes over the weekend. So once again, tomorrow is going to be nice and comfortable, and then at the drop of a hat, we're going to change seasons when that front moves through in the morning hours of Friday. As far as rain goes, we really don't anticipate a lot of rainfall with this front. We're going to have a few showers early Friday morning before the front moves through, and when the front moves through around the mid-morning hours, it is possible for us to see a few passing rain showers, but again, not amounting to much. And it's really the areas out west that are struggling with the drought the most, and rainfall looks even less likely out to the west. But behind that front, temperatures are going to be falling into the 40s. By Friday afternoon, we're going to be in the low 40s, even in the 30s in the hill country, and winds are going to be gusty from the north up to about 40 miles per hour. That means a wind chill in the 20s and 30s, widespread around San Antonio. But in the hill country, it'll feel like it's in the teens by Friday night. So a very, very steep drop in temperatures on Friday. And by Saturday and Sunday mornings, we're going to have those morning freezes, late season freezes, the latest freeze we've had since 2006 in San Antonio. So Saturday morning, 30 in San Antonio, even colder in the hill country. Hill country usually sees freezes this late until about late March, but still something to keep an eye on, especially if you've already done some spring gardening. Even though it'll be cold Saturday and Sunday mornings, it'll be nice in the afternoons. We lose an hour of sleep, though, unfortunately, over the weekend. And if you are celebrating spring break next week, things look better. Highs in the 70s and 80s with plenty of sunshine. We'll be right back after the break.
SJRC Texas is an organization that provides a home for children and young adults who are affected by trauma, abuse, and neglect.
Now, Triple H Equitherapy is working to help those kids by introducing them to horses. It's a program that can change their lives.
This is all Stanley. Come on, bud. You say hi to people?
Zoe and Stanley, a human and a horse, creating an inseparable bond from the moment they met.
We don't get paired, the horses choose us. The way Stanley had chosen me was he decided to just follow me around when I was going to meet all the other horses.
So he just decided you were the one, huh?
Yes, sir.
At the beginning, the relationship was a little rocky, but things got smoother over time.
He's kind of stubborn like me, and he just didn't really cooperate a lot. He normally would just stand there and wouldn't move, but as the 8 weeks went on, we've really gotten better at it, and we just really gotten a relationship that's more understanding towards each other.
That relationship is what this 2-hour-a-week, 8-week program is all about, along with learning how to care for Stanley.
Most of them have not been around horses, so this also brings a sense of normalcy. They're experiencing something new, and being able to build a sense of trust and bond with these animals is just truly a miracle.
As Zoe and her friends ride off into the sunset, this type of therapy doesn't really change the traditional therapy. It's just a way of introducing a different way to look at things.
The human-horse bond is the key to this program. The horses literally are the therapists. We do have a mental health professional here to help facilitate therapy, but the horses are the ones that make it happen. They are very empathetic.
Horses are like humans. They bond with us, they connect with our feelings, they feel our vibes, so they just really help you with coping and everything because they understand you.
Fantastic program out there at Triple H.
Could not agree more.
Yep.
All right, we're going to head over to SA Live. Mike and Jen, how are y'all today?
We're doing great. Yes, lots of food, some fun activities on the show today, but we'll start with the food, right, Mike?
Yes, indeed. Our good friend Drew Glick, from X and Louie's New York Diner is here, and you got the corned beef sandwiches and the pastrami, but we're talking dessert, right?
We're talking dessert. I would say there's dessert here.
Banana pudding, and the trick is you need a meringue in there, not just whipped cream, and we got to sweeten it up just a little.
And this is why Drew does
That's why I didn't use glass.
This is why we have so much fun here on this show.
We need goggles on this show.
We're going to make this a little bit later in the show. Plus, we're also taking you to a road trip down on the outskirts, up in the outskirts of Austin to Jester King Brewery, where you can stay in some cabins, enjoy some great food, do some exploring, and take in nature. And the Briscoe Western Art Museum is here. They have a spring break roundup. Meredith is going to show us one of the fun activities that are planned for the kiddos.
Got to make a little pinch pot here. Eventually, we hope that it turns into something that looks a little bit more like this.
And this is for Native American Heritage Day, which will be Thursday, right?
During our spring break roundup of activities next week.
And there's a bunch of other different fun activities and themes planned. That's all coming up.
Amanda's looking at me and it's like, please don't, after that, don't touch my rabbit. So Amanda Winter from Once in a While is here. Easter Bunny is paying us a little early visit, but wow, that's a big money.
He sure is. This is Sandor, the Flemish giant rabbit. His ears are really big, aren't they?
Yes, how well can he hear?
They hear so well, they can hear up to 2 miles away from their own body.
And she has got some other exotic animals. It's going to be fascinating coming up. And I'm not going to break anything else on SA Live. Hopefully not.
Beautiful today and tomorrow, even warmer tomorrow with a high temperature in the mid-70s after some morning fog. But hey, that cold front on Friday, we'll all feel it. Temperatures falling into the 40s, wind chills in the 20s and 30s because of wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Even a chance for some isolated showers in the mix. A morning freeze possible Saturday and Sunday late in the season, but at least sun will shine and temperatures will climb into the 60s over the weekend and 70s and 80s next week.
Looking good next
Keep
week.
Mike away from the blender for the rest of the show, Jen. Don't let him near it. Don't let him.
Well, at least we know he knows how to fix it.
Well,
fix what he broke.
Yeah, but he's got to clean all that busted up plastic out of the banana pudding. SA Live starts right
now.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Hello and happy Wednesday. Never too early for a visit from the Easter Bunny, or maybe just a cute giant rabbit. You'll meet this fellow in just a few minutes. Good afternoon. I'm Jen Tobias-Shresky filling in for Fiona. I knew they were going to give Mike a hard time.
No, I got all the plastic out of there. It's just 2 big pieces, so we're good to go there, David. So, but thank you anyway. And I'm Mike Osterhage. And all right, so you saw that giant Flemish rabbit there, and it's one of the exotic animals. It got us to thinking, if you could have any exotic animal, what would it be?
Yeah, what is it? The cockatoo? Those, because their personalities are so adorable, but I don't think I could ever really have one. So what about you?
I would think a jaguar. I think they're the most beautiful of the big cats.
Yeah, no, they are.
They're just absolutely gorgeous.
They can be nice and friendly, right? If only.
And we've got a whole bunch, about a half dozen exotic animals coming up a little bit later on in the show, but let us know, and maybe we'll see your answers later on.
Yep, just tag us on SA Live, on KSAT, at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. We may share those photos. All right, if you can't take a trip this spring break, how about getting a taste of the Big Apple right here at home?
Yes, indeed. Drew Glick, who is the owner of Max and Louie's New York Diner, is here to share some tips on using a KitchenAid blender as well as making a really good dessert. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you for having me back. It's been a while.
I owe you a plastic bowl. So
we are not doing a YouTube of Michael using the KitchenAid. Don't worry. It's another show in itself.
Okay, what are we making today here?
So we're making banana pudding.
Now, when I think of New York deli, I don't think of banana pudding necessarily.
Well, It's a diner thing, we'll say. It's comfort food. It's diner. It doesn't necessarily mean New York, this particular item, but it's a real comfort food. You go to any diner around the country and you'll find some version of banana pudding.
And you said in the other restaurant you had before, Max and Louie's, that this was the #1 dessert.
It was
anything, right?
Our banana pudding was the #1 selling item. It was on the cover of magazines in San Antonio. It was popular, to say the least.
And what's the secret?
Freshness. You know, I mean, we make the Italian meringue, from scratch. I mean, everything is from scratch. I don't grow the bananas or make the Nabisco Nilla wafers.
Now, which you got to use Nilla wafers because, like we were saying, nothing tastes like that. So usually, when I've made it at home, it's just vanilla pudding. What is?
This is our pastry cream. So it's a homemade pastry cream that we use for this. We also use it for our eclairs and our cream puffs. And then we, put the bananas that kind of give it its bananariness.
Bananariness?
Yeah, it's a new word.
That word, so.
And what makes this an Italian meringue?
Well, it's just the vanilla, just the method of making it.
Look at how pretty that is. You got it perfect.
Yeah.
I forgot to
Yeah,
and
you
the
did.
toasting.
The toasting.
Keep going.
Okay,
Keep going.
Yes.
You're doing great.
Okay,
Don't forget your banana. Did you put bananas in there?
Oh no.
It could be Nilla wafer pudding. Yes,
between the two of us today,
You forgot the cream. I forgot
we're
the
just
bananas.
betting 1,000 here.
Combine it together, you got the perfect one.
Okay, and some of the other great desserts that you have at your place?
Oh, well, we brought today, of course, New York cheesecake, which we make right here in San Antonio. We have a great bakery in town that makes it to our specifications. This is an Italian cream. We'll talk about in the next segment our new Italian menu, so this is a perfect fit for that. And then we, bake our Linzer tarts and our black and white cookies, and ode to the Seinfeld, days.
For those who don't know about the black and white cookies, can you describe that? Because it's like a cakey cookie, right?
Yeah, so the bottom is like a cake. It's got a little bit of lemon zest in it, so it's spongy. And then this is vanilla and chocolate ganache. Have you ever had one of these before?
I have. Yes.
Now, the other one that you have over there,
Can you show the camera?
that's celebrating a. Hold it up there for a second.
Right there.
Yeah, that's celebrating a Jewish holiday that I don't think anybody's ever really heard of before.
So next week is the Jewish holiday of Purim, and these are called Hamantashen or Hamantashen, and during the 5th century. The Jews were being, threatened by this, this ruler, and he was defeated. And this is sort of a sweet celebration item of the defeat. And it's called, again, Hamantashen. It's a pastry dough with apricot. Actually, traditionally, we do one with a sweet poppy seed filling and prune filling. Eat another meal. You want the prune filling? That's always might be a good item.
Pass a couple
I'm
over
going to pass them down here.
And this just coincidentally coincides right before Passover?
Yeah, well, it's just throughout, it's just another holiday in the sequence of the lunar year.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, she doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, watch your hand.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
And then hold on, I'm going to jump in here. Let me just
And the
give you
final
one of
touches.
those.
I've already been digging in here, so I'm going to try one of those little things.
One of those
and then,
right
of course, other things on
you just break it in half.
Break it in half like that?
Yeah,
The other
it's
New York
flaky
diner favorites, I see. Ooh, chicken and waffles there. Yum.
Yeah, so we have a new menu. We just introduced an updated menu. And on there are some new breakfast items, lunch items, of course, dinner. We have some new steaks. We've updated our whole bar, so we have we have a full bar, but we have all these new wines and cocktails. We have boozy milkshakes that we're doing in a big way. So there's just a lot of
and the
mac
brunch,
and cheese.
The brunch is awesome because, like you said, some people may forget that you have the bar and you have all the breakfast items.
Yeah, we sell more. Oh, and we squeeze every drop of orange juice in the place at the restaurant.
It sounds great. And as you can see, there's a lot of Italian there too. And we are going to be making, because it's National Meatball Day today. And so his secret recipe for meatballs, and we're going to be doing that coming up a little bit later on in the show.
Yep. For more information on Max and Louie's New York Diner, just go to our website, salive.com, or you can click that QR code right there on your screen. Don't forget to click the As Seen on SA Live tab when you go to our website. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, are you planning a trip? Well, we can help you out. This lady can.
That's right. Today on our Texas Tripping, we take you to the outskirts of Austin to a farmhouse brewery where you can stay at cabins, you can go hiking, and you can even get up close with baby goats. Take a look. Today on SA Live, we take you to Jester King Brewery. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive north of San Antonio for some beer, food, hiking trails, cabins, and you can even get up close with some adorable goats. And I'm joined now by Jennifer Harlan, the innkeeper here at Jester King Brewery. And there's so many things to do here at Jester King Brewery. It's not just a brewery, right?
No, we are actually what I would term a destination brewery, where you're not just coming out for the beer or just for the food, although both of those are incredible here. We also have 5 cabins with camping. We've got an event hall for private events. We also have our baby goats, which are always a crowd pleaser. So we're a family-friendly destination that has some of the most unique time, place, people all tied together.
Right now, we're in the area where the cabins are. Can you describe some of these for me?
Absolutely. Each cabin is entirely unique. We have our Ruby cabin, which is our family, kind of more family-centric, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. Definitely has room and a whole playroom for the kids. Our Bunting, which I call our honeymoon cabin. Nice. It sleeps 2, full shower, but it's actually where I spent my wedding night back in 2018 before we owned this place. Our Coyote cabin, which is a historic cabin actually. As I mentioned to you earlier, it was built in the early 1900s. We actually moved it over here from East Austin. It has been put together and put back together and is amazing on the inside. It's all reclaimed wood. You can see the nail holes, but it actually sleeps 10 people and has its own bathroom.
What?
It's one of probably the most picturesque front porches I've ever seen.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and then our last 2 are kind of a play on the same theme. They're both these great little wooden cabins that are perfect for being quiet in the woods. They sleep 4 to 6 people and built for people who want to come enjoy nature and get to be on the grounds, but also get to enjoy everything that's in the area, not just the brewery, but everything out here in the hill country.
And speaking of nature, there's 165 acres here that we're on. Wow, I mean, a lot of room. So, well, you've got your lodging taken care of. Let's say you stay here, and then let's move on to talk about the food, also the goats, everything else on the property.
Absolutely. Our food program is probably one of my favorite things to talk about, to be honest with you, because we started off as a pizzeria, but when we took it over, we brought our chefs in, we brought our touch to it. We have some of the best, what I would call the best wood-fired pizza in Austin, and that's not a small claim to make in Austin. But if you're here on site getting that customized pizza, it's just absolutely delicious. And then in the last 6 months, we've introduced our smoked meats program. So now not just pizza, but we're also trying to bring the best of the world in barbecue. Oh, so we don't tackle small things out here.
I can smell it, by the way. I'm already hungry. On the property, you can explore hiking trails and a goat experience that you can add to your itinerary, getting up close to all these cute little babies.
They get to see, feed, help us, maintain the land, maintain the grounds for the goats. And also, who doesn't love baby goats?
I know. I'm so excited to meet those little cuties. And we can't forget about the beer, all brewed here on site.
Our beer program has now grown. We started off with Farmhouse. For a long time, we had a reputation of being the funky beer place, the sour beer place. But now, we actually have a distributor's license and we brew everything on site that you drink on site.
Well, Jennifer, I've enjoyed my time here at Jester King. You too can come visit. They're open Wednesday through Sunday. Just check the website for their hours. We also have all the information on salive.com. Just click the As Seen on SA Live tab. Now it's time to take a bite, all right?
Absolutely.
You're going to go with the bread. I'm going to go with the pizza. park, right?
Yeah, exactly. What a neat place, though.
Yeah, you can do everything there and very kid-friendly as well. And this Friday, they're bringing back their movie nights. They're showing Back to the Future at 7 p.m. So they say to arrive early, bring your blankets. And then next week, they have extended spring break hours. So
By the way, if you are going Friday night, yes, definitely take a couple of blankets because it's going to be very cold. Hey, if you want to find their calendar of events, just head over to SALive.com, click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or just snap that QR code right there on your screen. Still ahead on SA Live, another round of spring break kicks off next week, and you can send your kids back to the Old West. We get a taste of this camp. It's a lot of fun. It's right here in town.
But first, it's a Wild Wednesday. Can you guess who this is? He looks like a turtle but can't swim. We reveal the cute critter and how you can meet him yourself. It's next on SA Live.